So about a month or so ago, I heard that there was some new releases coming out from the House of Creed. In particular, there was three, and they were called the Amber Trio in collaboration with Selfridges. There was going to be three fragrances, and that was all I knew. I knew that two of the names were Centaurus and Delphinus. I didn't know the name of the third one, still don't to this day. And I thought it might be one for men, one for women, one unisex, or all unisex. I wasn't 100% sure on that fact. But then about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, a guy named Joey over at scentrush.com, he sent me over a decant of the new Creed Centaurus, which I love. Beautiful, gentlemanly spice with a nice dry tobacco on top. And then again, I don't know what the third one's called or anything about it. And then I heard about Creed Delphinus. I thought it was made for women. I honestly didn't know much about it, and still to this day I don't. But then Joey from scentrush.com, he still has Centaurus and Delphinus decants in stock. If you want to go to the website, I'll obviously put it in the description. He said, hey, you want to try out the new Creed Delphinus? I was like, I heard that was for women. He was like, let me try it real quick. No, it's definitely not. I mean, you should definitely try this out. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. This is Creed's Delphinus. Just got it in. I'm going to be doing my first impressions. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with yet another first impression of a brand new niche release here in 2024 by the House of Creed. Before we get into that, if you like my content and you're not subscribed, please do so. Also, hit the like button, takes 2 seconds, and comment below. Let me know if you've tried this, what you think about it, if you've tried Centaurus, if you think about what you think about that. I will do a comparison video of the entire Amber Trio when the third one comes out, but at this point in time, I don't know when that's coming out. I just know it's sometime at the end of this year. With that said, I also tried the new triple aged Aventus Absolute, which is basically exactly what you would expect, just kind of like a darker, richer Aventus Absolute, and I actually like it a little bit better. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we are doing my first impressions of the brand new fragrance by Creed. This is Creed Delphinus. And again, I got this from scentrush.com. So thank you to them for sending this over. They have decants on there for multiple different sizes. The smallest size, I believe, is this one, and it goes for $15. So actually really good prices for this style of fragrance. Usually they run around $25 to $30 with shipping. Anyway, so I tried out Creed Centaurus. Honestly, beautiful, gentlemanly spice, pink pepper, cinnamon, nice little bit of benzoin. And then on top of that is this dry leafy tobacco. Very beautiful fragrance. I love it. I know some people don't, but then I heard about this and I thought it was made for women. And then I heard some people say you should definitely try this out. I'm not going to ruin it for you, and I heard some people like it. So I was like, you know what, Joey, send that over. I'm happy to do that. So guess what? I'm trying it out today. It just came in about 20 minutes ago. And so let's see what it's all about. This is Creed Delphinus. Hopefully it's not for women. No, it's not. At least based on what I'm smelling, I'm not getting any kind of like femininity from it to where it's like overly feminine. I mean, there's definitely straight unisex vibes here, unlike Centaurus, which definitely lean masculine, if not a little bit more so because of that dry tobacco. I would say that's totally a masculine fragrance. This is almost like a polar opposite outside of the fact of the season of wear of Centaurus, which is more fall, winter, early spring. This is kind of in that realm. Wow. But that one is more gentlemanly, spicy, warm. This is more elegant, smooth. Iris. I did not expect there to be iris in this. I don't know anything about the fragrance, so I had no idea there was going to be iris dominant. This is iris dominant. I mean, it's powdery. There's definitely the iris right there, and a little bit of vanilla, almost like a slight bit of like a smoky undertone. But yeah, that's actually quite nice. Ooh, I was not expecting this. This is actually really nice. You know what? Off the rip, it doesn't remind me of like smelling exactly like these fragrances, but it puts it in the realm of this style of fragrance because of the iris and the powder, it has a bit of that makeup-y vibe of the Dior Homme Intense, Prada L'Homme Intense style fragrance. So it doesn't smell like those, but it has reminders of that. But it has more of a almost uplifting, elegant vanilla mixed in. Bit of a balsamic-y vibe as well. Maybe a little bit of a resinous undertone. And some woods. And that woods is providing, I don't know if it's like a darker woods that's providing a bit of like a smokiness, or if there is some kind of frankincense or incense in this, but it would make sense if it was frankincense, because it would be more of that kind of resinous smoky tone. But that's neither here or there, at least in the opening. This is definitely more, especially in the opening, an iris vanilla, smooth, elegant fragrance. Bit powdery, but I usually don't like iris, and I usually don't like powder. And sometimes the iris or the orris root sometimes can come through a little bit earthy. This isn't. This is coming through, again, just more of that kind of lipstick iris. Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice. I was not expecting it. Based on the opening here, I still would have to give the edge to Centaurus, because it's more my style, more my vibe. But this fragrance is not to be overlooked. I'm telling you, for anybody who is interested in iris in the least, this is going to be a fragrance that you're going to probably like. And I say probably because I don't know your style, but I know I'm sending a little baby bit of this over to Ross, and I think he's going to love this, because he likes, from TLTG, he likes that kind of powdery makeup-y iris, which I like the ones that are mixed together with some sweetness, and that's what this one's doing. I think that's why I like it. It's because it has that vanilla, it has that woods, it has a little bit of that balsamic ambery vibe underneath it, and then a slight touch of a smoked woods. Yeah, it's really nice. But I'm not going to smell and tell. I'm going to give you guys about a half hour to an hour, see if it transitions, and then we're going to give you a little bit of a rip of the dry down. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, my dudes, we are back at 45 minutes of Creed Delphinus, and this is not exactly what I was expecting. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I thought this was a woman's fragrance. Somebody told me that it like had fruits and stuff like that in it. One of the commenters said it's like a fruity feminine fragrance. So I just was just like, okay. They were like Queen of Silk or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'm not going to deal with that fragrance. Apparently this and Centaurus, even though they're not released until like late August, early September, from what I'm hearing, apparently they're showing up in some Nordstroms and Bloomingdale. So I would definitely go check yours out if you live near one. Or again, go to scentrush.com. Joey, he's a really good guy, and he has some of the best prices for decants. Again, about $15 for this size, which I believe it's 3 milliliters, but 2 milliliter, 3 milliliter. But yeah, definitely go check that out. I know they have bigger sizes like 5 milliliters, 17 milliliters, so definitely go check those out. So anyway, again, Creed's Delphinus, it opened up. It was more of that kind of powdery lipstick iris, but it was kind of evened out and smoothened out by this addition of this kind of balsamic powdery vanilla. And I know I say balsamic and powdery because there is this balsamic tone to the fragrance, which kind of gives me like, if you mix together pieces of like that Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo Intense, or something like Prada L'Homme Intense with like the vanilla, almost like a powdery version of the vanilla from Club Black. And so this doesn't remind me of those fragrances exactly. This is definitely doing its own thing. I would definitely recommend to try it out. It's in that field. It's just reminding me of that style of DNA, but at the same time, it's doing something its own. It's simplistic. It starts out with that vanilla, with that iris dominant, a little bit of smoke and balsamic and amber underneath it. And then a slight touch of woods came in after a few minutes. Well, that's where it starts to pull in at about a half hour. Maybe 20 minutes to a half hour. It starts to get a little bit darker and actually starts leaning unisex, almost a little bit masculine. Slight bit. So, I mean, this is definitely a straight unisex fragrance. But as soon as you get to that dry down, it gets a little bit darker. It gets a little bit more woody and smoky. And And that is where I really start to like this fragrance. So the opening for me was about an 8 to an 8.2. This is getting to like an 8.5 for me. It's still really smooth and elegant. It has a bit more of a richness in this dry down. But the woods, and again, it's a little bit of like a darker smoky woods. And then again, I'm not sure if the incense or frankincense or if it's just smoke, but there's some kind of smoky nuance here and a little bit of resins, which is why I'm thinking it might be frankincense. But either way, notes aside, this is beautiful. It's an iris dominant fragrance, so if you don't like iris, I would still try it out. If you like the other ones that I mentioned, like Dior Homme Intense and Prada L'Homme Intense, that have that mixed sweetness that allows that powdery makeup-y iris to kind of draw down and smooth it out. That's what this one's doing. And so Creed Delphinus is really nice. Again, you get a little bit of a dark tone as you get to the dry down, a little bit more of a woody tone, and then you have that smoke rolling in and pulling up a bit. Maybe a bit of like a black pepper in the background, but it's very nuanced. Very, very nice. This is more of a powdery, makeup-y iris mixed together with vanilla that has a bit of a balsamic powdery tone. And then you have a bit of woods and smoke. That is the base of this fragrance. And then a little touch of resins, like maybe some amber and frankincense underneath. Very, very, very nice. I'm really surprised by this. I was going into this having literally no perception as to what was going on with the fragrance. And this is a beautiful surprise. And so I'm going to give this fragrance an 8.5. I think that this is well above average. This is something that everybody wants to try out. The only issue I have with it, though, is the Creed price. So while with Centaurus, it does give me no vibes of really other fragrances because of that tobacco and the sin. It has pieces of other fragrances that I can say it mixed together, but it really is something unique, and I would love to buy a bottle of that at the discounted prices, $230, $260. With this one, there's other fragrances out there that do something similar. So while this is beautiful and elegant, I'd probably reach at about $210 for this fragrance, but I wouldn't go any higher than that, even though it's very nice, and I definitely recommend for people who are huge iris fans, check it out. You might really enjoy this fragrance and want to pay that extra amount for it. But yeah, that is Creed Delphinus. It's definitely more of a fall and winter scent, winter dominant for sure. But I could see you wearing this night out during the spring as well. But that's really your call. I don't know the performance. I'll do a full review in a couple weeks. And then again, once that third one comes out, I'll do an Amber Trio comparison. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know what you think about it. And again, I will be back with another one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Peace out.